You think you can hide from me? My wife whispered one night, her breath hot against my ear. I always know where you are. At the time, I was lying still in bed, pretending to sleep. I didn't answer. I couldn't. It had taken weeks of careful pretending to get this far, to get her to believe I was still under her control. Any reaction could ruin it. The truth is, it didn't start like this. We weren't monsters from the beginning. She was charming, brilliant, a little intense, but that intensity felt like passion. She loved me with a ferocity that was flattering at first. She wanted to know everything, where I went, who I spoke to, what I was thinking. Back then, I called it devotion. But devotion turned into surveillance. Surveillance turned into control. It wasn't just jealousy. She'd accidentally run into people I worked with, drop little comments to my boss about my struggles, tell my family I was getting help. At first, I didn't understand what she was doing, but slowly I realized she was building a narrative where I was the unstable one, the unreliable husband, the man who needed her to function. When I tried to push back, she'd flip the script. "Why are you so paranoid?" she'd say, brushing my hair back. "Don't you remember what the doctor said about your condition?" I didn't have a condition, but by the time I realized what she was doing, half the people in my life believed I did. Then came the locks. At first, she forgot my keys when she went out. Then the deadbolts started changing. I'd come home to new locks, new codes, always handed to me with a sweet smile, just keeping us safe. But the basement was where the real terror lived. It was off limits because it was unsafe. One night, when she forgot to lock it, I crept down the stairs. The walls were lined with photos. Me at work, me at the grocery store, me sitting in my car. Pictures I didn't know had been taken. Dates and times scrawled under each one. On a table in the center, a notebook filled with my movements, my words, even private phone calls I thought she'd never heard. When I turned around, she was standing at the top of the stairs. "You're not supposed to be down there," she said, voice perfectly calm. "You're sick. You don't know what's best for you. I do." That night, I didn't sleep. I waited until she passed out, then quietly slipped out the window, my heart hammering. I left everything, clothes, phone, wallet. I ran until my lungs burned, flagged down a trucker, and begged for a ride. It's been 3 months now. New name, cash jobs, no address. I've never told anyone the full story. Not the police, not my sister. Because even now, in my new life, I'll catch a glimpse of someone across the street. A shape, a tilt of the head, a familiar coat, and my blood will go cold. I know she's looking. I know she's waiting. And every night, when I finally drift to sleep, I hear her whisper in my ear, "You'll come back. You always come back."